Alright then guys, welcome to the Bright Show podcast, Football. Now before we start this video, please do me a favour, click the like button, subscribe and leave your comments in the section below because I really want to know what you think about this one. Guys, we have to talk about Marcus Rashford. What's next for Marcus Rashford? I mean, it's safe to say he's had a turbulent season, Marcus. It hasn't gone well for him this season at all. I say it hasn't gone well for the whole Manchester United team. So Marcus is not the only one, but just focusing on Rashford, coming from last season where he had a fantastic season, 30 goals in all competition. Marcus was flying and he was doing really well. Under Ten Hag, he played his best football, and he had most goals, for United last season. So he was doing really well. But then, fast forward to this season, Marcus has not done very well. And so you got to ask the question, what is next for him? A lot of the United fans have been really, impatient with him, angry, frustrated. I've watched him very closely this season and he seems dejected. It doesn't seem like he's happy. He does not seem like he's got energy on the field. He does not go into his 50-50s with a lot of determination and heart to win. And it just seemed that he's really out of love for football. And, which is not a very good thing for a player like Marcus. And this season, he's been really lacking in that aspect as well. He's running into blind alleys and running into players. He's not getting his dribbling right. So he's had a really bad season and, he's lost his place, for the England national team. He's not going to the Euros and he's always played well for England. And to see that he was not selected by Gareth Southgate this time around for the Euros, is really telling as to what Marcus, is becoming and what he's become this season. So, the question is, where does he go from here? What does he do? He came through the United Academy, played really well on his debut season, did fantastically well, put his name up in lights and then off he went to have some really good performances for Man United. And it just seemed as though now, leaving the club might be the best option for him. But then again, it seems that as though he needs one more opportunity next season to really get going. Maybe he's gotten over whatever he's going through. Maybe, he can have a rest, not going to the Euros, and really focus on recovery. Because remember last season, he played at the early start of last season, he played through injury. So that could be something that has affected his performance this season, because he came back from the World Cup and really had a fantastic season. So it could be something that has derailed his progress into this season. But he hasn't looked great. He hasn't looked fantastic, and it looks all very gloomy and really dejected, as I said before. If you ask me, I'm on the fence really, because if you think about it, with Rashford, he is a very, very good player. On his day, Rashford is one of the best left wingers in the league on his day. But then when he's bad, he's really bad. As I said, this season he's got a lot of criticism. He's had interviews where he's bite back and he's been frustrated, which does not help because what's happening there is he's allowing a lot of scrutiny on himself. What you want to do in these situations as a player is, when you're being criticized, when you're being talked about, when your performance haven't been great, you want to keep your head down, you want to work hard, and basically you want to put your your grievances aside, and really focus on your game, and don't talk about people. Don't go on Twitter and start liking posts and doing a whole lot of things that you don't need to do. Your focus is football, and I don't think Marcus this year has focused on football, but rather being on Twitter, responding to fans, and really having a go because he feels like his back is against the wall, and he needs to bark back. But then what happens is that it takes the focus off his football. So, look, he played pretty well in the FA Cup final against City, where his really great pass to Garnacho started United's second goal. So look, I think Rashford has something in him. I think there's a little bit more in him for United, but I also think that maybe it might be a good time for him to leave, and go somewhere else. Maybe go to Paris Saint-Germain, or go to AC Milan, Inter Milan, go to Spain, where there won't be a lot of pressure, where he can play his football. I think maybe something like that Marcus might be thinking about this year. Or, stay at United this time around, get your preparation right. Pre-season should be right. Get your body right, get your mind right, and come again, and maybe he can surprise everyone. He can have a season that maybe he had last year, where he was great, scored 30 goals, and really had his name up in lights. Maybe he can resurrect that feeling, resurrect that, those sort of performances that he had last season. So look, for me, if you ask me, I'm sitting on the fence here. Part of me thinks that Marcus, this year or next year, in the Premier League, can come to life again and have those performances he had last year. And part of me thinks maybe it's time for him to move on and go to Paris Saint-Germain, or go to Spain or Italy, and play your football elsewhere, and enjoy playing football. So, but that's what I think. I'm really curious and really excited to know what you guys think about this one, because it's a story that we needed to talk about. It's a story that everyone needs to look at. Marcus himself, his team, they have to look at that. Man United as a club, they need to look at that and see what's best for Marcus. Of course, his contract is not up yet, so he's still got the chance to play for United, and it's all up to him really, how he takes those chances, and how he develops next year. But you guys let me know what you think. Leave your comments in the section below. Like this video, subscribe. Let's build this community up. There's more content coming. We're going to talk about the Euros this summer. We're going to have a very good time discussing football on this channel. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.